What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2024 Honda CR-V EX. Up front is a 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4, and down below is a CVT. Now, I am super excited to be driving this 2024 CR-V for two reasons. First of all, it's the brand new model year for next year, and I'm always excited to be driving new cars. But the second reason is that I actually have a pretty deep connection with this vehicle and its owner, so we'll talk about that with the final thoughts segment. But if you'd like to share your vehicle with me, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 1.5-liter turbo, making about 190 horsepower. Well, this is the new bread and butter power plant for the CR-V. Pretty much any trim level that you get that's not the hybrid is going to have this 1.5-liter turbo. Now, when these originally came out in the late 2010s, they did have some oiling issues, and Honda says that those have been fixed, so fingers crossed that that's true. I think as time goes on, Honda is one of those companies that's really, really good at sort of re-upping and fixing their errors as they go along. So I don't have that much worry with the 1.5 turbo, and even when it does quote-unquote break, it's just consuming more oil. You'll have to add some oil in between oil changes. It's not the end of the world, and there are several fixes for it. Like I said, paired to it is a CVT. Now, when these vehicles first came out, I really disliked the transmission in them. However, as I've grown up and matured, driving it around town, it's fine. As long as you're not trying to be speed racer, the CVT shifts fine for everyday life. When you do get on the car and you really want to push its limits, yeah, you're going to notice the weak point is that CVT. But so long as you don't take your CR-V to the racetrack, I think you'll be okay. Last but not least, this particular CR-V is all-wheel drive. However, you can still find them in front-wheel drive if you'd like, unlike its rival, the Mazda CX-5, which is only available in all-wheel drive. So how does it feel to actually drive the CR-V? It's fine. It's normal. Nothing really to note, which is kind of a good thing. Visibility is really good out the front. Out the back, it's not great, but no SUV made this year is going to have good rear visibility. The steering is a little bit stiffer than I would have expected, but not too stiff by any means. There is a little bit of road noise. You're going to get that for a vehicle in this segment and at that price point, and so it kind of checks all the boxes pretty well and doesn't leave too much to the imagination. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have two gauges that are kind of a mix of physical and digital. It's very, very interesting. Off to the left, I have my tachometer. Off to the right is the speedometer, and then in the center, I get my speed in actual digits, my fuel down at the bottom, and my odometer, as well as what drive mode I'm in. There are several different drive modes that you can put the CR-V into. We have Econ, Normal, and Snow. Snow is going to really up that traction control. It's going to try to start you off in a higher gear ratio, so there's less wheel slip, things like that. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my skip track, volume, and home scroll wheel, which I really, really like. And off to the right, I have my adaptive cruise control options. This does have Honda sensing, and it is a really, really great system. I've used it quite a bit on longer road trips, and I'm a big fan. Off to the left, I have a climate control vent, my rear tailgate button, and my traction control off. And moving out of the door, I have two different levels of memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, I do have my infotainment system. This is a touchscreen system, and because this isn't a top trim, this doesn't get any crazy apps or gadgets or gizmos. However, I do like it. I think it's very, very easy to use, very simple and straightforward. This does have wireless Apple CarPlay, which is really enjoyable. And here's what the cameras look like. They're not the highest quality I've ever seen, but I do like that Honda offers several different views. So if you want a more wide angle, you can get that, or if you want a more narrow view, whatever's going to make you the most comfortable while backing up, Honda offers, and I love that they do that. Down below, we do have the hazard switch and two climate control vents, and then we have the climate controls themselves. Really happy to see dual zone climate here, as well as we do get heated seats, and I just like that these are tactile actual buttons. I recently had a Volvo press car where it was all run through the screen, and it was the most infuriating thing on planet Earth. Down below, we do have two USB inputs. One is USB-A, one is USB-C. Love seeing that that mix here, as well as a 12-volt outlet, and then we have the wireless charger. And I'm happy that the owner said something because I have never had good luck with Honda wireless chargers. They're sort of 50-50 on if they actually will charge my phone, and I thought maybe my phone was faulty, but he reported the same thing. So don't rely on these wireless chargers. I would highly recommend also just having a cord in the car with you, but of course with wireless CarPlay you're going to want to utilize that. Moving into the center console, we do have our drive mode select off to the left, like I said, snow, normal, and eco. Then we have our automatic start stop on and off, our hill descent control, so this is going to modulate the brakes for you if you're going down a steep incline, so your vehicle doesn't run away from you. Power parking brake and brake hold. I love brake hold, one of my favorite features in the whole wide world. Off to the right, we do get the physical shifter, and I do want to point this out because at the time of filming this video, I actually have a Honda Pilot press car, and that has the push button shifter, which I really don't like. Not a fan of that. So this is a more traditional shifter. I love how it feels, love how it operates, and I like the usability of it. Then we do have cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2024 Honda CR-V. And unfortunately, it fails. I expected it to because, of course, also the 2023 failed, but I guess I still got my hopes up just a little bit. Then we do have a little tray and the center console. Center console doesn't really have anything in it except for this little tray, which can be helpful, but that's it. The seats are comfortable. They are leather, and because this is above a base model, you do get that nicer, more premium feel. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2024 Honda CR-V EX, and I fit great. Headroom, good. Knee room, good. I do have two USB-C chargers down below, which is very nice to see. Very modern, which I love to see in a refreshed vehicle. There's a lot of vehicles that they put out the brand new model and they're still using old tech. Honda didn't do that, which I love. I do have speakers in the doors. I also get a center console with two cup holders. This, I think, personally, is the perfect size of vehicle. The HR-V is a little bit smaller, so you're going to get a little bit less leg room in the back, but it's also not trying to squeeze a third row in like the Honda Pilot. I have a Honda Pilot on test right now, and the back seats aren't as spacious as you would think. I would argue that the CR-V actually has more spacious back seats. It just doesn't have a third row, so kind of a Sophie's choice at that point. So anyway, let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Honda CR-V from 2024. A little button here on the key fob, and it does have a power tailgate, which is very, very nice to see. Another really nice thing to see is that the loading floor actually goes down. So you can see that there is this lip, which is really, really nice if you have soccer balls or anything that might move around while driving. If you park on an incline, it's not going to dump everything out of the back. Believe me, I've had this happen multiple times with tons of different cars. I put my equipment here, it slides to the back, I park on a little bit of a hill, open up the tailgate, and everything flies out onto the ground. Don't love that. However, if you do want to delete that lip, you can pull this out, put it up like that, and now it is a completely flat loading floor. As you can see, there is no lip. Things will fly out. Again, try to show it here from a wide angle. Pull it out, push it down. You can create that lip if you want it or leave it down like that. I do get a 12-volt outlet and very, very happy to see that they use LEDs back here. Lots of modern cars do not put LEDs back here, which makes them look like they're from 2006. So very nice to see that. We do have some little cargo trays over here, and popping this up, we do get a spare tire, which again is hard to find in modern cars. A lot of modern cars just do fix-a-flats. So definitely love to see that. And of course, the second row of seats can go down. There's a little handle there, a little handle there, and those push forward. So very adequate space in the back of the CR-V. You are not going to have a single worry in the world, and that's nice to see. You can also set the height of the tailgate. So if you have a really low garage, you can set it to be like this, so then it won't, ding, whatever. Or if you have a bike rack on the back, so it doesn't, hit the roof, you can set that, but just hit the button here and bring it all the way down. Power operated, super, super easy. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and honestly, I love this lighter color. I've driven other CRVs in more darker colors where there's this sort of cement gray. I like this color. This is a little bit lighter and actually sort of accentuates the design of the CRV a little bit more. And I don't know, just driving this car, it just seems more attractive than the outgoing CRV, and I haven't felt that way in a while about a CRV, so definitely very nice to see that. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the brand new 2024 Honda CRV EX? Well, there's not a whole lot I can particularly add to this video. The CRV is fantastic. That's why it's one of the top selling vehicles of all time. I don't have to tell you that this is a very good car, although you clicked on this video, so you might be curious. It's a good car. It's a very good car. For everyday use, it has plenty of storage space, it's comfortable enough, it has great tech for what it is. Does it massage me? No, but you gotta set your expectations realistically, and when you do, the CRV starts to check all the boxes that you want. But why was I so excited to drive this car? What is my personal connection to the Honda CRV? Well, this vehicle was purchased a few weeks ago by my good friend Braden, and we'll get to Braden in a second, but he comes from a family that I love near and dear. I would consider myself close with all three siblings, and all three siblings own CRVs. Madison, the oldest sibling, has a CRV. She recently drove it to her wedding. She puts hundreds of highway miles on it a month going to and from her teaching job, one of the most thankless jobs we have here in America. She is the most kind-hearted, warmest personality person that I know. Oh, and also, Madison is the one that gifted me the big friggin' bottle for Christmas in 2020. So, make sure you say thank you to Madison for the big friggin' bottle test. It is literally because of her. The middle child is Kira. Kira is one of the smartest people that I know. She also has a black CRV and recently drove it across the country as she moved to Nevada for her new job. If I need a friend to solve a problem or just set me in my place, Kira is the person that I contact. And then there's Braden, the owner of this CRV. Braden just graduated college and is starting a new job in the big city. Braden is one of the funniest people that I've ever met, and I know that this vehicle will treat him well. I also want to give a personal shout out to, of course, Chris and Dave, and of course, the CRV that started it all before these three CRVs. Shout out to Rhonda that got all three siblings through high school. The late night hangs, the impromptu drives, and the church-sponsored potlucks that little CRV saw were not only astronomical, but fundamental in growing up here in the Midwest. So with all of this being said, it raised a question to me. Why do they keep buying CRVs? Why is this particular family on their fourth Honda CRV? And I think it boils down to two things. First of all, they're all very busy people. And when you're a busy person, you don't really have the time or luxury to have a faulty vehicle. You need something that's going to start every day, cool off every night, and work in between. So the CRV is perfect because they don't have to think about it. It's not on the forefront of their mind all the time. Sure, they've had mechanical things go wrong. They've bumped a couple tree stumps, maybe a mailbox or two. I think one of the siblings hit a house one time, but that's neither here nor there. You don't have to think about the CRV. You just get in, you hit the engine start button, and then you go. The second reason that I've concluded is familiarity. They've owned CRVs, and so they know what to expect. They can swap any of the siblings' CRVs, and they know how to drive it. It's not big and scary and daunting. They've done it their entire adult lives. And there's something precious about that. There's something beautiful about that. It's like finding that warm cafe. The food might not be the best food you've ever had, but it's consistent. And when life gets hectic, when life gets crazy, consistency can be the biggest comfort in the world. And so while all three siblings are going to do fantastic things in this world, there's going to be a CRV in the background making those moments happen, whether that be a wedding, whether that be moving across the country or whether that be starting a brand new job. The CRV is going to be there, sitting and waiting for whatever life decides to throw at you. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Braden as well as his entire family. They know anything that they need, I will be there to deliver. I love them all very dearly. Braden, good kid, and I know he's gonna do wonderful things, so huge thank you to Braden for making this video possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.